is great privilege and joy for me to meet all of you briefly and share some of my views on the topic that I suggested, which is traditional and modern education. So, सबसे पहले, good morning. In all my talks, I start by saying the first thing we do when we meet each other is saying good morning. Nobody says bad morning. So that clearly shows we all want to be good. Likewise, if you look at your name, it may be Ram, Sham, or Sudarshan, or Tashi, or whatever. So again, we all try to get a good name. Nobody has a name called Dumde or Ghost or things like that, right? So that also shows that we all want happiness and peace. So that's the most important thing for us to know, whether you talk about traditional education or modern education. The objective and purpose of such education at the end of the day is to bring long-lasting happiness. I always have been repeatedly telling people that the first thing that the child does after the birth is crying. And सर्वप्रथम जो बच्चा पैदा होने के बाद करता है काम वो क्या है? रोना. हंस के नहीं आता है, रोता है. So by crying, the child is asking for something. But I am sure the child is not asking for a lengthy discourse on Buddhism or any other religion. The child is simply asking for somebody's unconditional love and affection. So we begin our life like that. So that also is clearly saying that if you want reliable, long-lasting happiness, then the main source of that long-lasting happiness is unconditional love. Unconditional love, not the business love. Not the business love. Ordinarily, the love that we have is to a great extent business love. I love you so long as you love me. So the exchange हुआ ना, हाँ, इतना पैसा मुझे दो, मैं भी आपको इतना पैसा दूँगा, वो business हुआ ना, वो love नहीं बोल रहा है. We are talking about unconditional love. So now, as usual, I will ask you this very pertinent question. And please answer faithfully. Do you all want happiness?
Yes.
सोच समझ के बोलना. आखिरी में आपको साइन करना है signature. You all want happiness, right? How long you want happiness? कितने दिन के लिए चाहिए खुश? Very greedy, very greedy. ये मैं मजाक के लिए नहीं बोल रहा है. ये आपके जीवन में सोचना है. एक तो आपको इतना आपको जान और जात होना चाहिए कि मुझे खुशी चाहिए. हमेशा सोचना चाहिए हमें खुशी चाहिए. और दूसरी बार आपको सोचना है कि मुझे हो सके तो पूरा जिंदगी. अब बुद्धिस्ट के लिए तो फिर for many lives, तो कम से कम पूरा जीने के लिए खुशी चाहिए. ये बार बार आपको लिख करके रखो. उसके बाद फिर आपने बोलना है कि if I want long lasting happiness, वो कहाँ से आएंगे? वो कहाँ से आएंगे? मेरे से बोलने से ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. आपको सोचना है वो कहाँ से आएंगे. हाँ, okay, answer from where it will come. कहाँ से आएंगे? हाँ?
अच्छा सोच, अच्छा काम करना पड़ेगा.
अच्छा सोच करना पड़ेगा, अच्छा काम करना पड़ेगा, है ना. इसलिए मैं ये प्रश्न पूछ रहा है क्योंकि अभी जो हम लोग बैठा है थोड़ा ध्यान दे रहा है, सोच रहा है, इसलिए हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि अंदर से आना चाहिए, सोच विचार ठीक होना चाहिए, बोल रहे हैं ना. हमारे दैनिक जीवन में और ऐसा नहीं सोचते हैं हम लोग. अपने दैनिक जीवन में, अपने बागडोर जिंदगी में हम लोग सोचते हैं कि हैप्पीनेस तो बाहर से आएंगे. एक बंगला होने से हैप्पीनेस हो जाएंगे, लॉन्ग लास्टिंग हैप्पीनेस हो जाएंगे. एक कार होने से लॉन्ग लास्टिंग हैप्पीनेस हो जाएंगे. एक सुंदर सा wife होने से long lasting happiness. So we always count on external things, see. So there you need to have a very clear-cut understanding that I want long-lasting happiness. From where that long-lasting happiness will come? उसके ऊपर अपनी meditation करना है, mindfulness meditation करना है. You need to meditate on this. एक दो बार बोलने से नहीं होता है, उसको सोचना है. सोच करके फिर आपको बताओ कहाँ से है long-lasting happiness. Then you will, of course, on a superficial basis, you will say long-lasting happiness is to come within. इतना तक तो जवाब देने में इतना मुश्किल नहीं है. Easy to say, just like everybody is saying, it has to come from within. Understand? इतना तो बोल दिया. What do you mean? What do you mean when you say long-lasting happiness has come from within? कैसे? मुझे बता दो एक दो लोग. What do you mean when you say long-lasting happiness has to come from mind, from within? इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मुझे खाना नहीं चाहिए, पाना नहीं चाहिए, रिश्तेदार नहीं चाहिए, नहीं बोल रहे. ये गहराई से सोचने वाली बात है. When we say long-lasting happiness has to come from within means that long-lasting happiness, the most reliable happiness, is to come from your way of thinking, from your mental outlook, from your mental attitude. Now again, that does not answer everything. When we say the long-lasting happiness is to come from within, when we say long-lasting happiness is to come, it's dependent on your mental outlook, mental attitude, that means, अभी इधर थोड़ा ध्यान लगा के आप सुनना. When we say the long-lasting happiness is dependent on mental attitude, mental outlook, we are basically saying we need to develop a mental attitude, a mental outlook, which is in harmony with the law of nature. ये गंभीर है, थोड़ा सोचना पड़ेगा इसमें. बोलने के लिए तो बोल दिया, लेकिन इसमें थोड़ा सोचना पड़ता है. गंभीर है. Long-lasting happiness is to come with a mental attitude which understands the law of nature. For the Buddhists, we say day to day, cause and effect. But for easier understanding, these days I use the word law of nature. Now think about law of nature. इसमें थोड़ा सोचने से आपका पूरा जीवन झकझोर कर रख देंगे, हिला के रख देंगे. सोचने से हम लोग नहीं सोचते हैं ना, सोचने से. Now when I say long-lasting happiness is to come primarily with a mental attitude which is in harmony with the law of nature. अब law of nature पे क्या है मतलब है? What is law of nature? Law of nature is various facets. एक आपको हिलाने के लिए मैं एक शब्द बोलूँगा. It is a law of nature that after 100 years, बहुत बड़ा डिस्काउंट दिया आपको. मैं 100 ईयर बोल रहा है ना, आप लोगों के लिए डिस्काउंट बहुत दिया है. डिस्काउंट बहुत दिया है क्योंकि after 100 years, all of us in this hall, we are all dead. ये प्रकृति का नियम है. Not only us, the around 8 billion human population that is living today, they are all dead after 100 years. I am saying this. How many of us have thought about this? हम लोग सोच रहे हैं हम जिएंगे. है कि नहीं? After giving big discount, because I don't visit Bomdila very often, so it will be very nice. So I'm giving you a big discount. After 100 years, we are all dead. What to say? That is true. Nobody can refute this. Now, if after 100 years we are all dead, that's in general. But individually speaking, there is no guarantee you will live 100 years. There is no guarantee you will live another 10 years. गारंटी है 10 का कर सकता है? नहीं सकता है ना. तो ये डराने धमकाने के लिए मैं नहीं बोल रहा है. इसलिए मैं बोल रहा है कि ताकि अपने जीवन में थोड़ा बदलाव आए. नहीं तो हम लोग हिलने वाला नहीं है, आसान से हिलने वाला नहीं है हम लोग. So if you are, let us say, if you are going to die after 10 years, 2 साल के बाद भी हो सकता है, तो अभी क्या करना चाहिए आपको? This is my concern. क्या करना चाहिए आपको? एक दूसरे से लड़ने झगड़ने से मतलब बनता है? वही मैं बोल रहा है, करप्शन करके काम चलता है फिर. If you are going to die tomorrow, will you engage in corruption today? नहीं है ना? So if you are living, say 10, 20, whatever years, and then after that you are going to die, therefore you have to be very nice right now. Live happily. Live happily. It really doesn't matter you live very, very long. And I'll tell you a story. It was an ancient Indian story of a person who lived 1,000 years. 1,000 साल जिया, 1,000 years. So within that 1,000 years, he married 100 wives and has 100, sons, children. Then one day the Lord of Death came and told the father, आपने बहुत जी लिया, 1,000 साल है आपका, अब तो आप मेरे साथ जाना चाहिए. तो पिताजी ने क्या बोला? मुझे पता है मेरा साल 1,000 ईयर है, लेकिन मुझे अभी भी जीने का शौक है, मेरा एक लड़का ले जाओ मेरे बदले. in my instead of me, take one of my son. And then the messenger of death goes to the eldest son, says the same thing. He says, no, I don't want to die. Go to my next brother. करते सब लोग बोलते हैं मुझे नहीं मरना है, मुझे जीना है. तो आखिरकार the messenger talks to the youngest son who was only 15 years old. So 15 years old, that son says, yes, I want to go. He was very happy, very ready to go. मैं जाना है. तो उसको थोड़ा चक्कर आ गया वो messenger of death. बोलता कि your father doesn't want to go, your elder son doesn't want to go. Why you are so excited? And he said the answer, the beautiful answer that the son. This is of course a story. The son says, when my father lived 1,000 years, when all my elder, brothers lived so many years, after living so many years, if they did not get anything, I don't think I'm going to get anything. So I'm ready to go. So my point is, many people think if I live a long life, then I'm going to do many great things. No. I mean, if you live, it is good. Try to live, of course. But that is not the guarantee that your life will be meaningful and successful and you will be happier. So therefore, the famous Buddhist teacher, Aryadeva, in his 400 verses, he says, Sulam, Sopa Shesha, Wasim Jikiji Leji Me, Kivu Tingi Meri Vatena Dani Shivakun. So there he is saying, whoever you are, when you say that I'm alive, it is only one moment. Sulam, Sopa Sheva, simply one moment of the moment. Simply Kiji, nothing more than that. Being alive means alive for one moment. Next moment is gone, next moment is gone, next moment is gone. And these subtle things, of course, we don't know, we don't understand. That means, but unfortunately, individuals, if they don't realize this, don't understand this, therefore, there are very few people who understand themselves, who know themselves. So therefore, the point that I'm really trying to make is, whether you talk about education, whether you talk about your religious practice, you need to understand the law of nature, how the law of nature functions. Law of nature, look at the trees. They flourish only when the moisture, the heat, and everything is in harmony. If there's more heat, no humidity, it will dry. More humidity, no heat, it will decay again, fall. In our human life also, we live because we have the 4 elements or 5 elements in harmony. If one of them this becomes stronger, then you have fever, diarrhea, whatever, all kind of problems. So harmony, living in accordance with the law of nature. Therefore, Buddhist teachers, they say you don't have to kill people, they will die. That's law of nature. अभी हमारा दुनिया के नेता को देखो, न्यूक्लियर बॉम्ब बना के दूसरों के सिर पर ठोक रहा है. बुद्धिस्ट टीचर बोल रहे कि ऐसा करने की जरूरत है, वो अपना मार जाएगा. कौन सही आप देखो? It is sheer madness, lack of understanding, arrogance that we are not able to live even this short life happily. So therefore, in this area, we have this wonderful Buddhist tradition. When we talk about the traditional education and modern education, at least you have to have this understanding. The traditional education focuses more on inner mental development. Modern education focuses more primarily on physical external development. Okay, now the problem is, it's almost like adding fuel to the fire. That human beings, their origin is animal, okay? So like animals, they are very much running after sensual objects. Sensual objects. We hardly meditate, think, go within oneself. Inside completely hollow. And in addition to that, with all this scientific technological development, with all these shiny gadgets, we become completely crazy running after all these shiny gadgets. Right? So there's no time to reflect within. So the mind is like suffering from poverty. कुछ भी खिलाया नहीं. For body, breakfast, lunch, dinner, बीच में भी कुछ खा लेंगे. Mind के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है. So therefore, all the problems, illnesses that you see in the world today is a clear indication of starvation of human mind. Starvation of human mind. इसको खाना खिलाना पड़ेगा. And this is clearly told during the pandemic. During the pandemic, when you had lockdown, asked everybody to remain inside, people don't know how to live by themselves. Especially in the so-called developed countries like America, Europe, many people committed even suicide. Not just because of the virus, but because they are not used to living with themselves. And the Buddha has been for such a long time, the Buddhist masters, such a long time, teaching you how to be happy with yourself, how to live with yourself. So therefore the modern problem is that you don't know how to live with others and also don't know how to live alone. That's modern disease, modern problem. So therefore when we talk about traditional modern education, I'm not denying the need of the modern education, but I strongly urge you to reflect within oneself. Getting some initiative, it's a new line that I'm using these days. You should be able to take care of yourself in this life and also future lives also. Because at the end of the day, nobody can take care of you if you don't take care of yourself. Your dearest brother, sister, relative, whoever, I'm not saying they are bad or anything, but there's a limit they can do. They cannot enter in your mind and think for you, plan for you, make you happy. Impossible. So therefore, one has to take care of oneself. And taking care of oneself is basically taking care of others. Taking care of others is basically taking care of yourself. Right? So therefore, I'm very happy that I'm talking to you, and I really have, Karma was also saying, that in this area, because we used to have such a profound Buddhist heritage, we need to work very hard now to restore those values and heritages in the mind of the people, not only in the monasteries, but among younger generation. That can shape the cultural heritage of this place. That can also, I guarantee, that can bring much more, long-lasting happiness and harmony and progress and development among the people. Right? Simply focusing on the modern education. Modern education, unfortunately, to some extent, modern education basically means reading, writing, mathematics. It's only talking about literal education. The real education should be not just literal education, but for human flourishment, for developing happiness. If your education teaches you how to handle your life in the modern dynamic system of change, Buddha has been talking about impermanence, change, and so forth. Now in today's world, We are living at a time when change is so rapid, so rapid. Some of the thinkers, they are saying that if you are, asked to make a plan for education in the year 2050, what should be our education in year 2050? It's very difficult to say now. Because the change is so rapid. Artificial intelligence is interfering on us. Metaverse is now top of the town right now. So many things are happening with the speed of science and technology. People are more or less controlled by them. Artificial intelligence is already, interfering in your life. It is in your mobile phone. If you check something, they know you are checking, you like this, next time they will send you bombarding with all this information about whatever. So it's already interfering in your life. Controlled to some extent by this. We don't know, we are all curious. Right? So therefore, what kind of education we should have in the next 30, 40 years? Very difficult to say. Many thinkers are now saying that. Then what should we do? How can we live our life happily with such a dynamic time? Then they say the only thing that can, protect you during such a volatile situation, dynamic changes, the only thing that can serve you is if you have the inner resources intact. If you have this understanding of interdependent connection, if you have this understanding of impermanence, if you have this understanding of compassion and love, you will fare well. This statement is not made by a Buddhist. Some of the modern thinkers. As I already mentioned, during the pandemic, many people, they don't have this inner resources, they have been running out. Party kar raha hai, lunch bhi bahar kar raha hai, khana bhi kar. In all the developed countries, they do like this. Socializing all the time. Dinner bhi bahar kar raha hai, lunch bhi bahar kar raha hai, boyfriend ke saath ja raha hai, girlfriend ke saath ja raha hai, swimming pool bhi ja raha hai. That's their life, you see. And then suddenly said, no, you can't do this. Small virus has come. Stay inside. Abhi hamara halat dekho. The world leaders, they are toting their gun, threatening everybody. मैं आपको खत्म कर दूंगा, एक मिनट दूसरे को खत्म कर दूंगा. ये वायरस को खत्म नहीं कर सकता. देखो, ये हमारा हालत है. ये हमारा हालत है. The so-called developed countries, the so-called, highly advanced countries with technology and so forth, they are unable to handle this. Why they are unable to handle this invisible viruses? Because, number one, what is lacking is compassion. What is lacking for a long time is human internal resources. Now the scientists, they say, most of the diseases that human beings are contracting these days, almost like 60% comes because of our mistreating the animals of all kinds. And this pandemic virus is not an exception. So now people are thinking meditation, mindfulness, they are talking, but they are not talking much about compassion and love. Things like that. So when we talk about love and compassion, things like that, we are talking only not as a religious subject, but these are questions related to our very survival. And that's why His Holiness the Dalai Lama is always saying, promoting basic human values is the most important task that you can have right now. Whether you're a believer, non-believer, even if you are somebody who is anti-religion, the only thing that must be preserved is human values of love, of compassion, of harmony, of patience, of resilience, and things like that. Right? So therefore, the point that I'm making today is, as you rightly mentioned, I want long-lasting happiness. इसको याद रखो. मेरे यहाँ बोलने का मकसद ये है कि कुछ आपके मन में रखो, फिर उसको बाद में प्रयास करो. नहीं तो कुछ फायदा नहीं. हम बोलते जा रहे हैं, अब लोग कुछ सुनना, अच्छा बोला, क्या अच्छा बोला, कुछ भी पता नहीं. हाँ, ठीक है ना. तो इतना आपको रखो. एक गुरु आया था, उसने बोला कि लॉन्ग लास्टिंग हैप्पीनेस इज टू कम फ्रॉम विदिन, from अंदर जाना है, आपका सोच विचार बदलना है, सोच विचार को प्रकृति के नियम के मुताबिक बदलना है, ये दिमाग में रखो। प्रकृति का नियम ये है कि हम सब एक दूसरे से जुड़ा हुआ है। जैसे कि आपका हाथ और पैर, हाथ अलग है, पैर अलग है, प्रकृति के नियम के मुताबिक जुड़ा हुआ है। इसलिए जब पाँव को कुछ दर्द हुआ तो हाथ नीचे जाके उसको मसाज करना पड़ता है। इसी तरह हम सब एक दूसरे से जुड़ा हुआ है। ये एक बात आपके मन में ठान करके आपका जीवन जीने से, I promise that this will not only contribute to your mental happiness and peace, but this will also contribute tremendously in the development of Bomdila. एक दूसरे से मदद करना, करोड़ में एंगेज नहीं करना। ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। जब हम दुनिया में आया पैसा लेके थोड़ी आया था, जब जाएंगे पैसा लेके थोड़ी जाएंगे। हाँ, बीच में इतना हंगामा क्यों हो रहा है? पैसा 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 पैसा। मैं ये नहीं बोल रही आपको पैसा नहीं चाहिए, पैसा चाहिए, मुझे भी चाहिए, लेकिन सब पैसा जो है सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बड़ी चीज, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है। Even if you become millionaire, your size of your stomach will remain same. कितना खाओगे आप? खास करके जब एरिस्टोक्रेट है ना, आप देखो, मेरा जैसे बोल रहे हैं, झूठ बोल रहे हैं। जो खेती में करता है ना, जिसके पास पैसा ज़्यादा नहीं है, खेती में काम कर रहा है, हाँ, दिन रात मेहनत कर रहा है, वो सब कुछ खा सकता है, पचता भी है। अब पैसा बना के करोड़पति लाखपति बना के बिल्डिंग बना ले, उसमें रहने वाले लोग हर चीज नहीं खा सकता है। ये प्रकृति का नियम है, बोलता है कि पचता नहीं, मुझे सिर्फ गर्म पानी चाहिए, मीठा नहीं खा सकता, ये नहीं खा सकता वो। This is what I'm saying. So that's why when we talk about traditional education, modern education, the traditional education was focused more for inner development, क्योंकि उस वक्त ये टेक्नोलॉजी वजह ये सब कुछ नहीं था, हर आदमी को परिश्रम करना पड़ता था। They have to face, lot of problems, difficulties by working, and then working together, people share their service to each other, challenges each other, they help each other. एक इसका मकान बना रहा है, सब पड़ोसी जाएगा वहाँ मकान बनाएंगे। आजकल नहीं है, बड़े बड़े बिल्डिंग में पड़ोसी क्या हो रहा है कुछ भी पता नहीं। In America, the neighbors don't talk to each other. एक बार मैं स्वीडन गया, I was traveling with a Tibetan doctor, so we were staying with a doctor there in Sweden, and actually there was just a door, only a door to the next neighbor. Because of the need to consult the Tibetan doctor, he opened the door, and this one just got crazy, so angry. This is the relationship. The neighbor, somebody died in the room next door. 5 दिन हो गया, इधर कुछ भी पता नहीं। ऐसे जीने से क्या फायदा? ठीक है ना? So therefore, I urge you, especially the students, that you should really study the Buddha's teachings, the Buddhist master's teachings, and see how much it is relevant in your life. मैंने अपने पूरा जीवन में पढ़ रहा है बुद्धिज्म, अभी भी पढ़ रहा हूँ। मैं ऐसे खोखला बात नहीं कर रहा, मुझे पैदा हुआ, मेरे बोलने से दूसरों को पैदा हुआ, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ। इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा कि मैं बुद्धिज्म बहुत पढ़ रहा, आज मेरा तनख्वाह बहुत मिल रहा है, पैसा बहुत कमा रहा है, इसलिए अभी वो करो, मैं नहीं बोल रहा। ठीक है ना? So my purpose of giving this talk to you is, please become a good human being. Good human being. Simple, very simple. Become a kind-hearted, good human being. नींद भी अच्छा आएंगी। चोरी डकैती करने से, किसी को पता नहीं होने से भी आपको तो पता है ना। आप सोचेंगे मैंने ये गलत बात किया, ये गलत काम किया, उसने देख लिया होगा। डर है आपके मन में, फिर नींद कैसे आएंगे? है ना? तो ऐसा रहिए, stop. Therefore, the Buddha summarizes his teaching by saying, do not do anything that is negative. Do everything that is positive. Discipline your mind. That's my teaching in simple words. As I said, I'm not denying the use of the modern education, because modern education is also giving a lot of facilities, provided if you use it in the right way. So I already spoke a lot, so I'm not going to go in length. I actually wanted to interact with you. But I must summarize by saying that the need for education is not discussed, among animals. It is discussed among human beings. क्योंकि हमने इतना बड़ा सिर लेके बैठा है, with this big head, with the brain. This is for training, for education. जानवर की तरह नहीं है अभी, at least at this time. टाइगर की तरह दांत इतना बड़ा वाला दूसरों को काटने के लिए नहीं है ना, or like paws, like the vultures, वो भी नहीं है ना हमारे पास. हमारे पास दिमाग है. दिमाग को गलत दिमाग में मत करो. If you use this brain in the right way, you will be the Dalai Lama, like the Dalai Lama, like Nelson Mandela. If you use it, the same brain the wrong way, you will be. बहुत सारा इसमें भी लिस्ट बहुत लंबा है, वो आ जाएंगे, ठीक है ना? तो इसलिए smile while you have the teeth. Smile when you have the teeth. Embrace other people when you have this long, nice hand. Shake hand. Don't harm each other. Help each other. If you understand this nature of impermanence, you will naturally be helping each other, supporting each other. ठीक है ना? एक बार मैं लंदन में गुरु जी के साथ था, परम जी के साथ. हम लोग एक बड़ा होटल में ठहरा था. I was staying on the 23rd floor. रात के 2 बजे सायरन बजा. सायरन पता है ना, जोर से बजा. उसके पहले जब हम लोग होटल में चेक किया, एक दूसरे से बात ठीक से नहीं कर रहा था. होटल अच्छा था, सब लोग सोचते मैं भी जेंटलमैन है, मैं भी जेंटलमैन है, ऐसे जा रहा है. At the most they would say hi. कोई लोग, एक दो लोग हाय, और कुछ नहीं कर रहा. फिर चेक किया, अपना अंदर रूम में बंद करके बैठा. जब रात के 3 बजे सायरन बजा, तो सब के सब ऊपर से नीचे तक जो भी उसको मिला धो लिया, जो भी उसको लपेट के नीचे आ गया सब. जब नीचे फ्लोर में, ग्राउंड फ्लोर में आ गया, तो फिर उसका इंट्रोडक्शन का कोई जरूरत नहीं था. वो सब बिल्कुल बदला हुआ हो गया था. अभी स्माइल कर रहा था, दांत दिखा रहा था. ये है हमारा असलियत. प्रिटेंशन से नहीं चलता है काम. हम लोग प्रिटेंड बहुत करते हैं. नहीं ये वो थोड़ा सा पैसा मिल गया, थोड़ा सा नाम मिल गया, वो नहीं है. उससे काम नहीं चलता है. जितना तुम बड़ा हो गया, उतना दूसरों का मदद करो. आपका नाम भी ऊपर रहेगा. These days I always say, the leaders of the school, of university, of the district, whoever, or the country, they have a big responsibility. They have the power, they have the money at their disposal. Use it for development of people. Help them. So important. So pretension से कम नहीं चलता है. Pretension से कम नहीं चलता. अभी एक और बताऊंगा, फिर मैं रुकूंगा आपके दिमाग में रहने के लिए. Now, most of us travel by air, right? फ्लाइट में जाता है ना. तो जब आकाश नीला है, ठीक है, मौसम ठीक है, फ्लाइट स्मूथ, एवरीबॉडी इज अगेन जेंटलमैन है ना, सब जेंटलमैन. फिर बीच में अचानक बदल आना शुरू हो गया. And then the pilot says, ladies and gentlemen, tie your belt, we are entering into the zone of turbulence. तो थोड़ा हिल जाता है. फिर बेल्ट बांध के बैठता है. फिर टर्बुलेंस जोन में आके हिलने लगता है. फिर देखता है. That's what I'm saying. To remember other people only when you have trouble is too late. The trouble can come anytime, so much in advance, when you are able to help others, when you are able to smile, talk to each other. That's all I want to say. Traditional education is more for mental development, and modern education is more for external material development. So since we need happiness of the body as well as the mind, so therefore we need to combine both of them. All right, thank you.